And here we are. Far away, Ivan.
So there's this guy. There's this guy goes to a shop and says, "Well, I have to cut some trees. Do you have something to cut some trees?" And the guy at the counter, the salesman, says, "Well, I have this chainsaw, and this chainsaw cuts like 100 trees an hour." The guy says, "I need to cut more trees. Then 100 an hour is not enough." So the guy gets another chainsaw, puts on the counter, says, "This one cuts 200 trees an hour." The guy says, "That's not good enough. I need to cut more trees." And the guy gets like a super big chainsaw, puts it on the counter, says, "This one cuts 450 trees an hour." The guy says, "Okay, I take it." The guy goes home with the chainsaw, and a few days later, he comes back to the shop and says to the salesman, what did you do to me? This chainsaw is not good." And the salesman says, "What's wrong with the chainsaw?" And the guy says, "It only cuts 400 trees an hour." And you say it cut 450. And the salesman says, "Okay, let me take a look." The salesman puts the chainsaw on the counter and pulls the string. Ring, ding, 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 ding. And the guy says, "What's that noise?"
What did that noise? Exactly right. Oldie but a goodie. I was chuckling to myself the entire time. Very good. Thank you for your first joke. Welcome everybody, episode 24 of JT and That Other Guy. I am JT and the joke master is the other guy, Ivan Miranda. Hello everybody. Alright, starting from the top, we'll do our welcomes. Teresa Thierry, I don't know if Thierry's actually on the move yet or not. He's still commenting. Teresa Thierry, Scrolly, 3D Guzna, Grumpy Dude, Chris Mayhew, Das Mayor again, lovely. Graffit is here. Fernando, yay. Mr. B, Mr. Buttram. Hello. Welcome. All right. How is everybody? You're well?
I'm fine. I'm a bit tired because today we have the weather forecast is 110 km/h wind gusts with rain and hailstorms.
Okay.
And I come to the workshop by bike, and there is a thing.
You need a sail.
The wind. Oh, no. The thing. Well, how do you call when you go on a ship and the wind comes from the south and you do like this?
Tacking, I believe.
Tacking, yes. Yeah, I should do that because the route that I take to go home and come from home, like from here to home, the wind is from my back, but from home to here, the wind comes from the street front.
Yeah.
So I was pedaling like mad, breathing like hell, going like 3 kilometers an hour. I was almost falling off the bike with the wind. So I had to pedal like crazy to come here. So I'm all sweaty and tired.
Well, at least you're warm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I won. I didn't have to put my foot on the ground once.
Okay.
Which I've seen happen today to people on motorbikes.
Oh really?
Or scooters.
Okay.
Yeah. Today was very dangerous to go on two wheels.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Hello Magnus, how are you? First time viewer, I think, is Magnus.
Yay! Magnus, yes.
Which is lovely. All right. As you can tell by the names under our ugly mugs, today I'm Benchy Boy. We know you're Tank Man. There's no surprise there, but I'll call myself Benchy Boy for a little while. Actually, we'll just put it back to normal. There we go. Just for now, and then we'll flick it over later.
Okay.
All right.
Benchy Boy, do you copy?
Yes, indeed. Breaker. All right. There've been some things on the internet, as you would imagine. You would imagine?
Yes, I did imagine, and I did imagine that you will keep me up to date because you do it. I haven't had time to watch almost anything.
Well, aren't you lucky that I have like 18 tabs open?
18?
Yeah, something like that. Something pretty Outrageous. Let me turn my phone
By
down.
the way, before you start, the other day after the stream, I asked you, do you know why on earth did I like gain like 400 or 500 followers on Twitter?
Oh, yes.
And it seems that Arduino retweeted one of my projects.
Ah, very good.
So I think that's it.
Absolutely.
They had 280K followers or something like that.
Right, okay.
So they sent some my way.
Very good. Well,
Mystery solved.
coincidentally, you came up in conversation over the weekend. I happened to catch up with Mark Rhodes, one of our Twitter peeps in our community, and he didn't necessarily know all of your projects. He knew that we did the stream together. Anyway, I was rattling off some of the projects, and I got to the sand drawing robot, and he goes, "Hang on, I know that project, but it wasn't from YouTube. It wasn't from Twitter. It was from."
This is news from Facebook or something like that.
Photography blog, Pixel
Maybe
something. Pixel
yeah,
something.
they did. I think they did ask for permission. I think.
Yeah. So
Yes.
he knew he put it all together. Like he knew that we do a stream, but he didn't know it was you that did the sand drawing robot.
I will have to put a sign below my face.
Yeah.
The guy of the sand drawing robot.
Correct. And the tanks and the crazy ass inventions.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Okay, who else we got? Lovely. All right, that'll do. Much to get through. Let me switch to here. Then let me switch to, I think it's this one. Yep. What do we got? Ooh, not that one. Oh, that's the one I want. All right. So presumably we know what a lithophane is, where you print a textured white print. This one's pretty cool. This one's color.
Yes, I've seen this one. I like that you show in here everything that I had time to watch for half a second.
Ah, okay.
So we can talk about it.
So that was actually very cool, and Mia gets a mention up there.
Yeah.
All right, and that's because of some of Mia's translucent tests. So that's very cool.
Yes.
Jordan or Mad Monkey. I don't know that Jordan's here. He won't be in for another half an hour. But
raise your hand.
No, Jordan's not here. But he printed this guy. I thought it was very interesting. Nice little wicker basketball.
Yeah, that looks hard to print without any stringing or.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But very, very nice indeed.
Yes.
Now, I do encourage everybody to, tag stuff that's clever. It doesn't have to just be community ketchup tags. It can be us as well. Not
we exist, people.
Not that I'm jealous or anything.
No, we are jealous.
All right, this one is.
We need to start a fight because that will bring attention to us.
Yes, 3D print tech.
We should start to sending 3D printed bombs or things to them. Like 3D print a knife.
Hang on.
Stab a note
on
it.
Let's see the hilarity on your face.
Like 3D print a knife.
Yeah.
Like file it very well.
Yes.
And then stab a note on it, put it in a box, and send it to them. And say, stab this on your door, and then read it.
Okay. I'll send Travis a message and say, hey, listen, Ivan's threatening you with a. Well, what material are you going to print it out of to make it worthwhile?
Flex filament.
Okay. TPU. Okay. Cool. All right. So this is 3D Printex never-ending vases. They're pretty awesome. Yeah, this one happens to have glitter in it, which is sort of nice. Pokon, Nerd Space. This is 3D Maker Noobs. Sorry, I'll get the cursor out the way. 3D Maker Noobs Valentine's Day heart planter, pot planter, self-watering. So I think this was a 30-hour print thereabouts, all up. So it's you know, very nice looking.
Wow, very
Oi,
nice.
Jordan is here. Did
Yay!
Jordan? Did you see that I showed your vase print? Hang on. Boop, boop. There you go. Dip, dip.
If,
So that's
if you hear a very
Pocon's.
loud noise, is that it because it is raining like hell or something, or some hail is hitting my roof or something?
Ah, okay. I can only just hear it. Oh, yeah, I can hear it now. All right. Wexter, or Vedran, and his little Terminator man. As
Wow.
as as Terminator goes into the molten metal and he gives the thumbs up, this is his little model. So that's bloody fantastic, really.
Yes, it's really cool.
And that was done obviously using an MMU of some description. I think it was the Prusa MMU. Let me hover the mouse. It was definitely on a Prusa 3D, and I'm assuming it's an MMU. That reminds me, speaking of MMUs, Marlin firmware is now forking, or for version 2, using the Prusa MMU2 on non-Prusa machines. So you can buy the 5
Oh,
filament device, the
yeah.
multi-mix, and use it on your other printers, in theory. I don't know
May,
much
may,
about it.
may I have seen that the Marlin project is going to add MMU and the like support on their code? Could
Yeah,
it be?
they're in version 2. They're doing mixing support, and they've spawned off part of the G-Tech mixing, I think. Don't quote me, but the A10M and the A20M, where it's doing the mix, some of that is being incorporated if it didn't already come from Marlin. So I'm not sure, but it was an interesting development.
Okay.
All right, back to pictures. Dasmia. Now, typically this is the Dasmia and Graphite show. This is another Mia one. This is her petals on the lily pad. We've seen her petals before, but certainly if you get a chance, and there's lit up, if you get a chance, go have a look at Dasmia's channel on YouTube or Twitter, and you'll find this, and then you'll see the YouTube video, and the amount of effort that's involved with hair drying those petals into curved little petals. Awesome. Bart is here, the 3D print man. Welcome. Hope you're feeling well. Hope
Hey!
you're feeling well, buddy. Speaking of the Dasmia and Graphite show, Graphite did this one through the week. This one is green PLA, spray painted black, and then gold paint sponged over the top.
It looks like the real thing.
Correct. I actually said to him,
I don't know.
"Where did you get this from? Sotheby's?"
So this,
So look at this. This is insane. So this is a trend that's happening at the moment. People are using sponge, not SpongeBob, but sponges to do their artworks, or
but,
you know, give a particular look.
but what I think in this regard is that what is happening is that we are getting more comfortable using our printers as tools for our crafts, and we are starting to use, like in woodworking or steel or metalworking, we are starting to add other techniques to the process so we can make more complex things. Like now that getting a successful print is something that we can more or less take for granted, 90% of the time or something like that, we are evolving and using our effort now not on fixing or improving the printers or the technique, but like adding complexity and
absolutely,
refinement to the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep. I just have to stop this video, which is playing. Oh, rewind. This is Thierry. Let me bring this up. So Calvin Witt asked the following question: is there a mechanism for printing the same object multiple times or multiple different objects on the same bed sequentially?
I saw this, and I saw this before getting into the shower, which is my thinking place.
Yes.
And when you finished talking about this, I got an incredible idea that I'm going to test and I'm going to tell you about. But first,
okay,
please.
All right. So let us watch the video. So Thierry, who's not a programmer by any stretch, altered the G code to do this. So this is a prototype that he did in very little time. You may not hear the audio. I'll sit close. So that's knocking the print off. So finish the print, knock the print off the bed, start the next print. Yeah? Pretty straightforward conceptually, but he implemented it in bugger all time, which was super impressive, if I don't mind saying. And then in amongst all of the tweets, I reached out to Adrian Boyer, or Bowyer, I think he pronounces it, and Richrep 3D, and I got a response back fairly quickly. And 3D Chameleon, who does the manual color multi-material, which you know of, Ivan, it moves up the Z and pushes the filament and whatever. He wrote back and said, here's an article from 2010 on how people were doing it.
We have been doing that at work for like at least 2 years, and we've been printing the entire weekend parts and parts and parts and parts.
Yeah.
And I thought of a even simpler G-code-wise solution, but more absurd, like it's my style.
Ivan, like, absurd, yes.
Yes, like you could.
Hang on, I'm going to put you. I'm going to put you in.
I'm going to move my hands.
Yeah, move.
My hands.
There you go.
Like, the printer.
He's an Italian.
Like, put it upside down.
I like that
when
takes
you
effort.
finish printing, wait for the bed to cool down. The print will pop off the bed, at least if you use an ultra base, will fall down, and you can start printing again.
Okay.
Because that's not going to work with if you don't wait for the part to cool down. In an ultra base, you are not going to be able to move the print away. Like I've done this waiting for the bed to print.
Okay. Well, funnily enough, my response was, as long as you're doing it on an ultra base and you wait for 30 until it hits 30 degrees C, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I don't know if the current Marlin does it, but the article from 2010 basically said you can poll or get G-code to wait for a certain temperature to hit on the bed. So when it's heating up, when it hits a temperature, it then starts heating the nozzle. Okay, so the G-code knows what to do. The theory was that you could do whatever code it was and on the way down. So say it's, for argument's sake, it's G1. G1 30, okay, 30 degrees. Except Marlin doesn't do it in the reverse. It just checks to see if it's greater than the current temperature. So greater than equal to. Okay, so it didn't work in that regard. So what? So the video was actually Sanjay from E3D, who was actually doing this. He put in a 6-minute timer in the G-code. He put a pause of 6 minutes, knowing that the glass that he was using cools down enough. Yeah, and then on the gantry there was a bent sort of bit of metal, and just push the thing away, which was fantastic.
The thing that we did have to do is, like, first you lower the bridge entirely to the bottom.
Yep.
Then move the bed forward, so you push the part to the lower part of the printer where there is a plate, and then with the bed push the part to a box.
That's exactly what the video showed, and you know we're only 9 years behind.
Yes, but the first part, the first time that we tried, we didn't knew that there was a postcode that you could use. So we kept moving the nozzle in a square on top of the
Ah,
part for
nice.
a certain amount of until like we did like maybe 100 squares
Yeah, yeah.
and then lower the bridge.
Okay, good.
Ways of doing things that are not how they are supposed.
Oh,
That's the
workarounds, problem solving,
yes.
absolutely.
Let me check something because
All right, you check something. Ooh,
I have more than 100-hour print on one of the printers.
ah.
And if it finishes before the stream ends, I can show it to you.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I think there are still like a couple left. Like 1.3 kilo print is going to take long.
Okay, so just a small one for you.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
No, it's one of the because I do print parts that usually are big in volume. But with the new tank, I want to make everything strong enough. So everything is like 30% infill through outer and inner walls.
Okay.
So everything weighs a lot. Even if it is not that big,
Yep.
it weighs a lot.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Thierry's saying that the bumper's a great idea. Hesitant to try it again due to the force on the nozzle.
But you can use the bridge. You don't have to use the nozzle.
Yeah, yeah,
You can a bar in front of the entire carriage.
Yeah, yeah, that's literally what happened.
With that.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, that is literally what happened. Now, Graphit, being the clever bunny that he is, has suggested you should cancel the print now so that we can see it, and you can just print another one anytime.
No. 100 hours starts. It's already the point where it will hurt if it fails.
Yeah, yeah, understand.
Yes. I'm blurry.
You were blurry, yes. So, developments have been made in this area before. It's an interesting thought experiment, and yeah, we'll see where it ends up. But you know,
we try the upside down printer.
So
they try to print
in one of the articles they had it at 90 degrees and 180 degrees as well. Someone actually did it, as you would imagine.
Yeah, yes, everything is.
Yeah.
Innovate is hard.
Print it yourself 3D. Welcome and happy moving. I think we're moving studios today.
Relocation.
Yeah, relocation. Yes. Exactly. All right, next. Oh, this one. Hang on, I've got to pause this. This one happened not so long ago, like an hour ago. Oh, actually 2.5 hours ago. What am I doing? I need this one here. This has got my brain hurting and several other people's brains hurting. Right, a black PLA print.
Yes.
Laser etching.
Yes.
Quite clean and nice and wonderful.
Yes.
Why the hell is it white?
Because it's ash from the PLA. You can do a process that is called lost casting, lost wax casting, lost polyethylene casting, and you can do something similar with PLA. But the thing with PLA is that it leaves ash. It is not a volatile residue. So it is white because there is ashy material in the surface.
So if you touch that, it would smudge.
Yes.
Oh, now
absolutely.
Now
no, it will not become black again because it will. Some of the whitish material will stay in the crevices and in the cracks of the material. But yes.
Ah, okay. Because there's a conversation going on earlier about everyone's confused. But ash is good.
If you try to burn it with a lighter or a flame, the thing is that all the residue is going to be burned and everything is going to stay black.
Okay.
But in this way, once you create the ash, there is no power left to burn it.
Okay.
So it will stay like that.
Graphit's saying they're ash holes. He was very careful how he spelt that.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. I'll report back after the stream because I was just shocked. People thought that it was a white PLA primed black, but it couldn't be because they actually refer to it as PLA traffic black here. And that's one of their products. So it is black PLA. Okay, cool.
I'm thinking if there would be a way to replicate that without a laser, so we could test it.
Now you think about that, and that'll make me a happy chappy. Okay, next thing. This one happened in the last or today anyway, but this was cool. First layer. Chris Riley has put an endoscope on next to his extruder.
Whoa. I have one.
I have one also. I have a 7 meter.
Ours are in the boxes, not like his.
Hang on. I was going to switch, but it's worth watching this. The answer is yes. Mine's in my box. I've used it twice to look in the roof to see if water's coming through when I could hear it. And yes, it's back in its box because it's kept safe there. But isn't that fantastic?
Yes. It's really cool.
So I've asked for extra detail. Oh, why is that gone? Doesn't want to play. There's still time left. Oh well, not to worry. But yeah, so the conversation went. Where are we? I said I want details. Blah 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 blah. Someone, Richard actually, Print 3D, whose model we showed before. Hang on, let's have a look. There it is. 3D Print Tech. He's actually got a model on Thingiverse. Oh, I clicked Thingiverse. Here we go. This will be interesting. Oh, that was reasonably quick. Okay, that wasn't too bad.
I've seen someone commenting that if it would be illegal to make a mirror website of Thingiverse,
Uncle Jesse. Uncle Jesse, using their API, and all the assets live still on Thingiverse. So it's using the API for the API purposes. Anyway, so there's Richard's endoscope mount, which was from 2016. So that's how Chris Riley's also done it, presumably, but I'll wait till he gets back to me. Endoscope and now some video analyzer software to detect failed prints. Yeah, that's actually not bad, 3D Guzna.
Yeah, the software part would be a little bit hard.
Oh yeah, of course. Because sometimes you get a failed print, but you want it. We'll cover that later.
Yeah. When would you want that?
Well, if there was a competition, maybe, for bad benchies, for example. All right. Speaking of bad benchies, this one is Chris Mayhew's. All right. So this is a pretty terrible benchy. So this is literally dick around with the settings and get a terrible looking benchy. Actually, it's good on that side. Let's go back to the worst side there.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's terrible benchy versus a good benchy. Yes. Someone in the comment of this particular thread said, "Wow, what an improvement!" And I wrote back to the guy.
The other way around.
Yeah, I said it was intentional. Yes, you're lovely benchy, Chris. Absolutely. All right, next, Leo's one. This one was interesting. So the pink one is 100% benchy, a normal 100% benchy. And the little one next to it, this was not part of this challenge, but he stumbled across this problem. As he said, I didn't even try for this, but I was just switching to a 0.2 nozzle. And that was the result he got.
Okay.
So he wasn't actually doing terrible settings changes. G'day Brit Hawks. We showed one of your models earlier that 3D Print Tech had done. Yeah, so there's another teeny weeny little benchy. That was pretty cool. All right. Now this one's Thierry's one.
Oh.
Now this one's not reproducible. It's awesome. It's completely awesome, right? But as you can see, Benchy's facing this way. So Stern is over here.
Oh,
Right?
that's a 180 degrees
Yes,
turn mid-brain.
and Thierry thinks it actually spun more than one level of
One time.
180.
Wow, that's so cool.
So look at it from this angle.
That's the pizza Benchy. Oh
Yes.
my god.
So that's
Like,
pretty cool.
can you see? There is a string of filament going from the chimney to the base on the back. Can you
Yes,
see
I can see it. Yeah.
it's good. Yeah, do you see that? Do you know that there has been and I don't know if it was a movie or it happened for real. That one guy had to be shooting, like it was a pirate ship that had like a cable going from the front of the boat to the back. It was the communications antenna, and the soldiers were trying to break the cable because it was the antenna to keep them without. That's what it is.
Ah,
that
okay.
Cable is
Good.
antenna of the boat.
All right.
That's an improvement of the original design.
All right. So there's that one here. Now this one, but it's not reproducible. That's the problem. So Chris Mayhew's absolutely reproducible because he did it using slicer settings, which was sort of the brief. But fantastic result by Thierry.
But as long as it keeps itself on the bed.
Yeah. This one I think was also Thierry. Yes, that one was also Thierry.
I have to ask Thierry, why doesn't he print on a clean glass? I have to ask.
Oh, here we go.
The old man ranting about. I need to know.
All right. Well, he's in chat. He must be on the way to work.
Oh, he's there. He's commenting.
Yeah. No, he's still there.
Now we need to make the Ultra Bass Club or something like that.
Oh yeah.
The fans of Ultra Bass.
Right.
I have never had a part lift from the bed ever.
Oh, fair enough.
So reliable. I need to seek a sponsorship from them.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
I would sell them well.
Oh, for sure. All right. Next one. So this is Kathy O'Malley. Her statement was it's really hard to do a bad benchy, which I made a similar statement earlier today, right? So there's her bad benchies, but what she also did was an actual fail. So that is her submission, and you can tell that's a benchy.
Yeah, if I ask you which print was that, you would have said,
"Oh,
that's a benchy."
Absolutely, everybody would have recognised that.
Yes,
for sure.
That wins the minimalist contest.
Minimalist, yes, okay. All right. Another one from Jordan. So that was his second attempt, a failed benchy. Okay, which is really hard to say, to be honest. Second attempt at a failed benchy. All right. And this is his last or best attempt, I guess. So that one's pretty interesting. I don't know how he actually got that result, but he does light them up quite nicely. The presentation is spectacular. This one here was a submission, but it wasn't intentional.
Okay.
This one was a blown stepper motor. So, blown stepper driver, compressed and lost steps on X only.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Now, this one's my favourite. Now, let me tell you that this...
That's...
Go on. You tell me how that's done. Because you don't know anything about this print, do you?
I don't know. But if I can, as the base hypothesis is that this has been 3D printed with a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Not with a 3D pen.
Correct.
Which is what it seems.
Yeah.
Then the print has been set on the bed, on the bow, and printed like diagonally with a
Yes.
terrible amount of settings.
Yes.
Something like that. That's my guess.
Close. All right. So let's rewind and read that it's actually my print. And that's what he looks like. So from the rear you can tell he's a Benchy, and from the side you can tell he's a Benchy.
Yes.
Yeah. The one on the left is how he was printed. The one on the left is still stuck to the bed.
Okay.
So no supports. No bottom layer. One wall. I think I had cooling on. I can't remember, but I printed a few just to make sure it was reproducible. So, and then I sent them to Daniel Norray, and I said, "These are my best, worst Benchies," because I told him through the week that we were doing this.
My creation.
Yeah,
my creation.
He was pretty happy. Once he realised what was actually going on, he was okay with it. But he was absolutely shocked when he first saw some of his babies being destroyed. Ricky Tanner, g'day, or good morning for you. Abstract Benchy, yeah, totally. And I had a conversation with my wife, which I put on Twitter, and the conversation was, do you know what a Benchy is? And she goes, is it that boat? Like rolling her eyes. And I said, yes, it is that boat. And I showed her a couple of the fails that I'd done, and they looked more like Kathy O'Malley's ones, where they were an obvious Benchy, but there was a bit of, over extrusion and so on and so forth. And then I pulled out the artistic Benchy out of my pocket, and she goes, "Ooh, I like that Benchy." So now she calls them Benchies. So she's aware. Well, we've got it's gone all jerky again. It was video playback actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Hang on, let me quit. I'll quit Safari. There we go. That should make the jerking a bit better. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. So she's more than happy now that the boat is called a Benchy, because she really liked that artistic one.
Why is it called Benchy?
Because it is the benchmark. Yeah, correct.
Benchmark. Okay.
Yeah. What pawns? Oh, the jerky. What? Okay, Teresa. I have to be very careful what I say with Teresa in the chat, because I must have said jerk or jerky, and that translates to pawn to Teresa. She'll confirm any second now, for sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So, having said that, that's why we were like this before.
Okay.
Yeah. Why is Teresa not responding? Yeah, lag was the answer.
Because it is the benchmark. Because it's a printing benchmark.
Yeah, correct. Teresa can't respond because she's too busy laughing. Yes, each of the attributes. I think it's 3dbenchy.com. Can someone verify that 3dbenchy.com actually is a thing? It's got literally all of the specifications of a Benchy. Bow to stern, diameter of the stack, diameter of the portholes, all of those attributes are known. So I think it's 50 millimeters tall exactly, and it's 63 long or something like that.
I don't think that I finished printing one ever.
The URL on the bottom is not necessarily the Benchy. That's for Creative Tools' website, but it's 3dbenchy.com, I believe, is a thing. Graphit's saying yes, so I'll assume that yes is for. And g'day Rodney Lorimer, welcome. So Brithawks has never done a Benchy. Teresa's never done a Benchy. Anyone else never done a Benchy?
I'm pretty sure that I've started, but I've never finished one.
Okay.
I think. No, maybe I have. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. No problem. Yes, it has the information. That's why I pointed you to that site in particular, because it literally has all of the dimensions. Oh, Fernando's never either. Ricky Tanner only one.
Oh, calibration cubes.
Yeah.
I might have done like 200 at least.
Oh, okay.
Like making a 25 by 25 or a 30 by 30 by 30 millimeter cubes.
Yep.
I've printed hundreds of those.
What infill?
The cubes?
Yep. What infill do you use?
I say like two outer layers and 5% probably.
Okay. Just wondering.
Because yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, because otherwise it's too easy.
Yeah.
I can show you some things that I printed if you want, but
What?
you will have to wait for me there.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Be patient.
All right. Well, while Tankman's off going somewhere, what do we got in the chat? Magnus has also confirmed 3dbenchy.com. Thank you. Benchy boy, you like that Bart, did you? My Benchy boy. Never printed a cube. Small rubber ducks. Okay.
Here I am.
Oh, also, the scones were yummy. Okay, so Teresa hasn't printed a Benchy, but this evening she printed scones. She didn't print them, she cooked them in the oven, but apparently they were yummy. G'day, Joe Paddock.
But I have a spoiler alert.
Okay, hang on. I'll put you on screen by yourself.
This is what I have this issue where 100-kilogram tank is going to take ages to print, so I have to do other things in the meantime. This is one of the parts that I'm going to be using in this week's video.
Okay.
In case anyone gets any
I can
clues.
see a stepper motor hole or 3.
Yes.
What's on the back? Is it more steppers? No.
I don't print with usually I don't like to print with supports.
Yep.
So usually I will show you the face that wasn't against the bed. And this is the second iteration of that one.
Yeah.
A little bit more complex, more functional. Yes.
Yeah, you're all sworn to secrecy.
And lots of more parts that this thing.
They look like holding things together parts for wood. That's what they look like. Or
this week is going to be
holding
about
down. It's for holding stuff down. The last bit you held was absolutely a dog. What do you call the workbench with the holes? The dog holes? Is it called dog holes? Someone tell me the workbench, the wooden bench. It's got holes every 6 inches or whatever, and you drop tools in the holes to hold them in position.
I see. Yeah, like pieces like this.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Yeah,
Teresa, stop. No, just stop. Glory holes are the other orientation. They're not top to bottom. They're side to side. Okay.
Let's keep it family friendly.
Yes. All right, I'm back in the thing. Graffit has pointed out he's digging your range of colours. It's very refreshing of your prints. He likes the range of colours you're using this week.
Yes. But as many of you know, I try to do only functional parts. Like it's not that. It's like I don't find fun to print vases, as you will say. Like, so as I keep them functional, color for me is not that important.
Yes.
and I have lots of red filament.
Yes, you do. What was the latest batch? What was the emergency shipment?
I received one. It was 22 kilos, but the new one hasn't arrived yet. I'm awaiting 40 kilos of filament.
I'm glad you said a
For,
filament because boy, that conversation could have gone downhill quickly. I'm waiting for 40 kilos, man.
no. No. And then I print small things like this.
Hold on.
For
You,
this
you, you,
project.
you can have focus. Here we go. Well, that's
The white parts are 3D printed in a print across polycarbonate ABS, which is indestructible.
yeah. Except when you play with it.
No, I haven't managed to break any of the prints. I did print one of the shoes for the big door, and I tried to break it by clamping it, and I couldn't break it.
Okay.
At some point, it started flexing, but it didn't break.
See you, Thierry. Catch you later. G'day, Spike. Running to order was supposed to alert me and it failed. Oh, Spike missed most of the thing. Lucky we have this technology called recording. Awesome.
Jordan is saying 40 kilos of filament. That's an emergency shipment.
Yeah, that's just the emergency.
It's not going to last long.
Chris, it's not red because it's polycarbonate.
When there are special filaments that I don't have in other colors, but no,
g'day, John. How are you? Your daddy is Mr. You Do It, I assume.
Yeah, 40 kilos is not, maybe not for 1 week, but it will not last a month.
Sure.
I don't think so.
Jordan has 2 kilograms on hand.
Yeah, I have 2 kilograms on printed parts on the table right now.
Yeah, of course.
But this tank project cannot be. This cannot be what I do. Like this one is like the special project where I show that you can do something incredibly huge with 3D printed as an exercise. But that I don't think that's how it is supposed to be done.
Sure.
Like, I'm not saying that you should print 100 kilogram projects every other day because it's not. No, there are other techniques.
Absolutely. You don't do it because it's practical. You do it because it's fun and it's mental and it's all of these things.
Yeah. With this, I'm trying to be practical. You will see.
Sure. Okay. Good. So what else can you tell us?
That I'm going to be on Maker Central in the UK.
Oh, okay. What is that? A TV or is it a?
No, that's a kind of maker event.
Ah, okay. When's that?
That's I think the 11th, 12th of May, and I'm not sure, and I want to I'm going to be able to go to Murph because the schedule I don't know how.
Understood.
I will keep trying. It's still not cancelled, but it's going to be really difficult for me to make it.
My wife has suggested I should spend the money on toys rather than going to Murph, and I said I can spend the money on toys anytime. I can't go to Murph anytime, although technically it's a thing. So yeah.
I want to go. But...
Yeah, want to go, trying to go. I have some work issues. Handover is going to be a problem for me.
I have a few logistical issues.
Mm-hmm.
You will see.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
You will tell me after the stream with our 1 hour.
Yes.
Our 1 hour conversation after the stream.
Yes.
All right. Who's saying what? Jordan is purely bound by money. So, yep, we understand that too. All right, hold on. Linear bearings or linear rails.
I love this stuff. I'm working with this too.
Now,
Awesome.
did you get the little 3D printed part that sticks in the end, so your balls don't drop on the floor?
I have one part that sticks in the end, but not in this one. I will put zip ties before, while I'm working on it, so I don't like lose anything.
Yep.
But yeah, I should definitely do that because it hasn't happened yet, but it's going to happen.
Oh, for sure.
Genuine highway. Do you think that I'm rich or something? No. I can buy this 6 of this with 2 cards. 2 cards each is like $100 where I bought it. If you buy that on an authentic high winds, it will cost that only on shipment.
Wow, you must live in Australia.
Well done, my friend. Well done.
Joe Paddock is saying no. We both have to be at Murph. Yep.
We need to try, but
I'm still trying. I'm not a no yet.
No, I have options, but the stars have to align. This is going to be difficult. Yes.
How are we doing? We're doing okay for time. Good. Any questions, anyone? We've got a few minutes to kill.
Q&A. We are going to do the A's. Please do the Q's. Not the Q, like no stay in line, like questions.
Yes, Jordan, but no, Jordan. I understand, 2 hours away, but it's just different ball game.
Did I see Ricky's tank?
Yes, you did last week. We showed Ricky's tank treads last week.
Yes.
Sorry, so we haven't seen the tank. We've seen the treads and the mechanism. Ewan, g'day. No sound. He's watching us while at uni, but he's turned the audio off.
Okay.
Okay, 3D Guzna. Oh, hang on. He's done the answer, not the question. It is red and Ivan sits in it. Question. Describe a tank.
Oh, yeah. But who did? Because we haven't showed it here. But it was, let me check. Let me check.
Fernando with pineapple.
Come on.
Jordan, I've ordered one spool at a time. It's frightful. Bye, Magnus. Thanks for joining.
Dave Darko has done it.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yes.
So that was option 1. He said, "Is it like this or like this?"
Yes.
And just letting everyone know, it was like this.
It was like the second.
The second one. So Ivan's tank is more like the second one than the first one.
Yes.
Have you found any dislikes?
Dislikes to what? To
Yeah,
whom?
this is.
How?
I can tell you that not one of our touch something wood, synthetic wood something, out of 24 episodes, not one dislike.
That's super cool. I had once the Sandro.
Don't be assholes. I'm telling you, don't do it.
They are going to be like you should have. Now you draw attention to it. The Sandro Road reached 1,200 likes without any dislikes.
Oh, okay.
Which seems to be impossible.
Yes, that certainly that value.
Teresa is like with one hand on the mouse and the other one.
Yeah,
like
exactly. She
I should
restrain her now.
Yes.
Yes, ash holes again.
Yes, all the time. Brim.
What was the question regarding? Yes, I have to use brim. Oh, little problem with small parts.
We should do the next challenge. Who can print the smallest recognizable Benchy in an FDM printer?
Okay.
Not the other one, because the other one I will win it. Who can print the biggest
the
one?
biggest one, yeah. Except your printers are busy, so you. This is that was the first challenge that I've actually partaken with in whatever.
Do you have the space now to reach to the printers with the mess of your workshop? Is it
Yeah,
clear
I
enough?
can get to the. I've always been able to get to the printers.
I was just guesswork.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Does it have to be a Benchy? Teresa's saying. Yeah, well, that's the challenge.
We can take, well, if she knows of any other model that should be printed, we can try.
How about fill bin?
Okay.
So Benchy or fill bin?
The smallest fill bin? Working bin? No, that's
not a working. Someone actually tried to print a 20% one that I saw in the last couple of days, but the 20% reduction, or not reduction, the 20% scale made the visor too thin to print when it was scaled down to 20% scale. I'm just reading, sorry. Oh,
Me too.
Jordan has a 1 centimetre tall fill. Hello. That's not very tall. What nozzle size, Jordan? Oh, geez, it's on. Graphit and Fernando, they're on. So Graphit's hoping that one day Fernando's going to make a nice model. Yes. Not those ugly ones. Standard 0.4. Well, that's pretty impressive. Unless it looks like a calibration cube. Yeah, I'm sure you got to squint a little. Oh, is that the challenge?
I think, yeah, it should be.
Benchy or Philippine? I think
Phil.
Benchy. You say Benchy?
Jordan has one already.
All right, we'll do Benchy. Smallest Benchy you can do. A recognizable Benchy. FDM.
Yeah, because Wellbot is not in here, but he's going to watch the stream later. Yeah. Hello, Wellbot. And he's going to do like a 0.5 millimeter.
Yeah, he'll kick our ass. Oh, yes, and 0.4 nozzle. Good point, Threaded Guzner.
Yes, with 0.4 nozzle. Yes.
Yep, do that, Jordan. Put it on Twitter. So Benchy, FDM, 0.4. That's about it, isn't it? Yeah. JTOG 25.
Yes. And recognizable. Yeah,
yes, recognizable. Yep. Boy, that thing looks recognizable. Boy, that skirt looks like a Benchy. And that's it. It's just the skirt. JTOG 25. There you go. Just in case Thierry's... Yeah, thank you.
Aren't those the aluminium foil wedding or something like that?
What's that, sorry?
When people is married for a number of years.
Oh, yes. The 25 is... No idea.
Aluminium foil?
No. Because for 25?
Yeah, but it's wings. It's not here.
Yeah, okay. What's the outcome of JTOG 24? I'd love to say me, but I don't know that I qualify.
You cannot. If you win, we are going to have riots. And people is going to do...
Well, I'll do a Twitter poll. I'll put up
Yeah.
all of them, including mine, because it was still legit.
You cannot win.
I can submit it. It's whether the crowd say.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. You can send me spaces anytime. I tell you what, you can send me the STL and I'll print the spaces. Saves on shipping.
No, I did have like whenever you need cardboard tubes,
Yep.
you don't have like there is no way. I had to buy cardboard tubes on Amazon to ship all the
posters.
permanent marker.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like I'm going to find anywhere some cardboard tube in I had to buy 12 cardboard tubes on Amazon.
So what the post office doesn't have?
Yes, but they will cost me like 20 euros a pop or something.
Correct.
It's absurd. It's
Correct.
cardboard.
So
No.
So this little box here.
Yes.
Okay, little flat box. Okay.
Yes.
Speaking of postal service, they're like $1 or $2 each when you buy them loose.
Yes.
I bought 600 of them because it was $90.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
yeah, if I had bought this on an industrial whatever, it would have been pretty cheap. But 12 rolls, it cost me like 27 euros still.
Yeah, I know, it's insane.
That's insane. But now I have where to put the stuff to be sent to you, and spacers fit on those. So.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Brit Hawks is saying maybe for the big tank you could do a community print. I can tell you no, because I've been involved in community prints and the shipping is way more than what Ivan's talking about because they're irregular shaped. I didn't even participate in Alien 3D's Giant Alien, or Josh's Alien, because it was just going to be horrendous to ship. Like, I did one little part, which you guys have seen before, but I happen to have a spare here. So this one, 3D Maker Noob's mural.
Oh.
Right?
Sorry, yeah.
That was like $40 to ship to Joe.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's insane.
Well, 3D Kastner says that he can send spacers. I will try to find an episode where I can say, like, I want people to send me spacers because I want to put them, I'm making some remodeling in the shop, and I want to put them on a board, all the spacers sent by the people.
Good. Yeah.
And also I will make stickers. So I will make stickers change. So
nice.
If someone send me sticker and envelope with the address, not the stamps, that's not required, but like just to save me the work of
doing. So like Joel does with his mail from Friday. Yeah,
exactly the same. I will send stickers back.
Yep.
And the thing is that I have a PO box. I've received, like, because I don't want to give my real address, I've received 3 packages, I think, in 3 years or something like that. Okay. Which is really fun. I want to make use of it. So spacers and shit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's good expensive fun shipping. So Jordan's saying Jeebus. Mia is saying shipping from Germany is terrible, which I understand, but I did let her know that dust filament was quite inexpensive recently. We were chatting. You sent 2 kilos to Joe. Well, you're pretty much in Europe, though. You're in the EU.
But he's saying that his wife works in a print post room and he posts for free.
Oh, I didn't see that line. I apologise. Okay. Jordan is sort of correctly saying, if I win the prize, he needs to take his little cut because he was the first one that told me via DM, hey, print it upside down.
The inside of the spacer. He will get the inside of the spacer.
Yes, he can have the whole. I'll have the donut, he can have the whole. What the hell is that?
Did I tell you about the wind gusts?
Yes, you did.
That's a part of a tree rolling on the roof of the workshop.
Oh wow. As opposed to, I'm imagining now a SWAT team coming down helicopter on the rope and landing on your roof, ready to, because you've been swatted.
And they looking through the windows, and not finding me because I'm here.
Yes, and they're going, oh, he's inside the greenhouse. That's where the drugs are.
Yes, all drugs. Let me see.
Yes, you have no idea how dust filament did it. Yeah, it was pretty inexpensive, to be honest. We call those Timbits. Go on. What's the explanation, Jordan? You're talking about the holes, I'm assuming. Remember, if Joe dies, it's not your fault. What did you send him, Ewan? You didn't send him the scorpions, did you? It is donut holes. Yeah, I figured.
Oh, okay.
I want to see if Ewan actually... Hang on. Ewan can't hear me. How is Ewan keeping up with the thing if he's not listening to us? He must... Ewan said he was watching in university, but he has no audio. But obviously he has audio because he's participating in the chat. And he said he forgot his headphones, I think.
Then he is listening to us loud.
Very low volume.
Hi everyone! Hey! Look here!
Yeah, Ewan's got his laptop and he's watching a YouTube video.
Yes, he's not studying. Police, university police, come!
Sorry, Ewan. If we find out he's expelled, what do we do? Oh no, we send him spaces. Signed spaces.
Signed spaces.
G'day, Richard Rowan. Dear. Oh yes, clean up some mess. Failed print, Jordan had. Oh, terrible jerky. That one was terrible. Okay.
Okay. He can read.
Ewan is so confused right now.
Whenever I see lips written, I can read them.
Yep.
That's how that joke. Okay.
Ah, Richard is 3D Print Tech. Okay, so Richard is the one who we had the silver vase mode with the glitter, the big one that's Brit Hawk's design that I showed earlier. And Richard is also the one who was talking about and provided the model for the endoscope.
Oh.
So that wasn't his video, but that was his Thingiverse model. Okay. Didn't know Richard was... I knew he was a Richard, but I didn't know he was Richard Rowan. There we go. Yes, we did go all max headroom there for a moment. I don't know what that was. Obviously, it was my end. Some process in the background. I don't think there's a backup going on, although it is 1:45 in the morning. A backup could be going on. Yeah, that would be from under the bed, Graphit, where the camera is placed below the Y carriage.
I think in this high note we should
go.
End.
That's it. All right. Well, thanks, Graphit, for wrecking everything for everybody. Apparently, we're welcome.
It seems so.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, no worries, Richard. That's fine. I've got no problem with the selfless advertising. Hey, we need to know each other, and Ivan's just shit with people's handles. He has no idea who's who. So unless it's your real name, he has no idea.
No idea.
Guys and girls, thank you very much, because we actually do have girls tonight, or women, ladies.
Yay!
More than one, not singular. Thank you very much. Look forward to next week. Anybody that can join. Yeah, really enjoyable. So once again, thank you. See you next week. Ending with that one there, and this is the magic mute button now, Ivan. Shh, don't say anything.